We have someone coming up to the stand, ladies and gentlemen. Hello?
Why are you so mean to these ladies in here?
I'm not, ma'am. I'm not.
Not
First of all,
everybody
ma'am.
wants to be posting every day.
Just
No, we're
post
not.
for
No. We're not playing
y'all
that
will
game right
have
now.
1K. Myra, I've been telling them. First, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first witness up here on the stand. Ma'am, go ahead and introduce yourself. Say your name and where you're from.
All right, I'm gonna play a little game, but everybody here already know me. Alexandria, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
We have Alexandria from Kansas City, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen. Some of y'all might know her as Alex. Some of y'all might know her as Alexandra. Some of y'all might know her as Reese. We call her Reese in my chat.
Just call me Reese. It's fine.
Ma'am, you have been called to be subpoenaed, and we have to ask you some questions. You are not to lie on this stand. Do you understand? Do you have any questions before we get started? Rex, what's good, girl? Rex, I am back. The greatest show on earth, the greatest host on earth. Rex, I went from a felon to a judge in 31 days. You see the setup, Rex. Stop playing with me. Ma'am, do you have any questions before we get started?
No. Let's get it.
We're going to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. First question, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Does chivalry still exist in today's current dating scene? What do you think?
Not as much. And if it does, a lot of it is broadcasted on social media, as far as like kind of like it's more used as gloating, like look how good of a person I am, without just doing it because you know it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you think that, men and or women aren't as chivalrous as they used to be back in the day today?
Different changes in times. I think people are more selfish nowadays.
Do you think women value chivalry like they did back in the day?
No.
And why do you think that is? And the reason I'm even having this, the reason that this is even one of the questions, ladies and gentlemen, is, Reese, and we're going to talk to everyone, Reese. When people come up to the stand, they're speaking for themselves. They're speaking their opinion. And, just like how Reese said, she doesn't believe that it exists today, like how it used to exist back in the day. There are a lot of women that feel that way, but, I just find it very interesting that, a lot of modern women can say that, but at the same time, I don't think modern women even value it like they used to back in the day. Just like how Reese said she doesn't value it back in the day. So if you already don't value it,
most women don't.
If you already don't value it, if you already don't value it, how could all these women be complaining about it?
No, I value it.
Mm-hmm.
But I see what you're saying. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it has to do with the way that society views men and women. They don't view them the same. Back 50, 40 years ago, hell, even 30 years ago, it's not seen as the same. I think being really independent and not depending on a man for anything at that, has really been like ingrained and shoved into women.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not relying on a man in any fashion, not, just financially, but just if you're not allowing a man to have the opportunity to show that to you, the chivalry, one, you're not going to see it, you're not going to recognize it, and you're not going to appreciate it when it's there, because you're not even going to give the opportunity for a man to even do it. It's almost, I'm not going to lie, okay? It's almost like in certain scenarios when a man tries to show chivalry, especially to, you know, a complete stranger, a woman, it's almost like you're kind of a creep. Like, back the fuck up.
Excuse me, Reese. Warner, how are you doing tonight, brother?
What up, my boy? How you doing, man? I'm doing great, man.
Warner, listen, I didn't go live all of April. I am back. Not Warner.
I don't know this guy.
Jazz, listen, ladies.
Hey, they scared of the truth, bro. They scared of the truth.
Warner, I told them May.
Bro, they scared of the truth.
Warner, I told them May. Listen, I'm back. May is going to be very toxic, Warner. I told them that, listen, Warner, on my platform, it is very much reality, is very much holding everyone accountable, but especially women. And I told them that this month, I'm really going to hold them accountable like I've never held them accountable before. I'm sorry, Reese. I just want to introduce.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I just want to
don't know this man, but hello. I go by Reese, and
Reese,
I'm super opinionated.
Reese, this is the male version of We Died. I'm gonna just put it like that.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there, how you doing?
So I just
not a lot of people get along with We Died, but that I respect her 1,000% because that's her culture, that's her religion, that's the way that she is brought up. She comes from a completely different background from me and most American women, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a gold digger." No, it's just not the way you were raised. It's not the way that people don't get that.
Reese, I just want to let you, and I'm gonna have Warner, because I would love for you to co-host with me, bro, tonight for as long as you can.
Hey, bro. Hey, if you win it, I'll win it, man.
All right, man.
You already know how I do it.
Okay. Reese and all the women in the chat, I just want to let you guys know, okay? The same way I bring everyone up on my platform and I have them speak their personal opinion, and they're speaking for themselves, and they're not speaking for me, they're not speaking for anyone else. That is the same thing with Warner. However, I'm going to let you guys know, Warner is going to say things that are going to be very triggering. Some of those things I may agree with, some of those things I may disagree with, but I'm just letting you guys know right now and for the rest of the night and going forward in the future, because he is going to continue to be here. You know, he's a good guy, but the same way you women have your opinions, he has his opinions too. I mean, y'all have got used to me. Y'all know kind of where I stand on certain things. So when I say certain things, they're not really controversial or triggering anymore. But I just want to let you guys know, when y'all met We Died and she was saying things and y'all was looking at her like she was crazy, he's gonna say some things and y'all gonna look at him like he's crazy as well. So I just want to let you guys know that. That's all I want to say.
Okay, you gave them the trigger warning. You gave them the trigger warning. That's all that's needed. That's all that's
Honey,
needed.
I am a trigger warning, but that's okay. You might have met your match. That's all right.
Hey, we're gonna see about that. I haven't even got started.
Warner, they said you got the notepad.
Huh?
They said you got the notepad.
The notepad's right here, brother. The notepad's right here.
Oh my Lord, you got a whole notepad.
Oh God.
Oh,
all right,
man.
let's get it.
Okay, all right, bet. Hold on, let me see who's coming in.
We were on the second.
Hello, Maquan Bailey. How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Hey, thank you for coming through. I know this is probably your first time here. I like to talk to one person at a time, Maquan. So I'm talking to Reese right now, and then we're gonna go to Warner, and then we're gonna go to you. Okay?
No problem.
All right, thanks. And fight. Okay. So Reese, so we're going back to our convo on chivalry. I wanna put this out there though, Reese. You know, do you think women ever think that, hey, chivalry might not be dead, but a lot of the men that I'm attracting, a lot of the men that I'm dealing with, they just don't want to be chivalrous to me. Do they ever think like, if a man really likes a woman, if a man is really in love with a woman, if he really wants to entertain a woman, he's not going to have any problem taking her on a date. He's not going to have any problem being chivalrous toward that woman. Do you think women ever really think about and accept the fact that a lot of men that they deal with really don't want to be seen in public with them? Like, they look at them as women that are in the house, you know, they want to do physical things with them and that's it. Do you think a lot of women... Go ahead.
See, I think those men certainly exist, but I also think that chivalrous men exist as well. I mean, my man is one, but I do, yeah, absolutely. Judging based off of, like I said, like say 30 years ago to today, it is more common to see and be able to recognize and appreciate chivalry. So I do think that there's men out there who are not even willing to entertain to do that because they're not really expected of it anymore. It's not the gentleman's thing to do.
Right.
It's not a quality trait that women are really looking for anymore in this time of day. When back then and 30 years ago, that was a huge thing to have.
So you do agree that, chivalry to an extent still does exist. It's just that,
yes, because my man, I wouldn't be with a man who's an asshole.
Right. It's just that men are being chivalrous for the woman that they want to be chivalrous for.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Second question. Do women struggle handling rejection more than men? What do you think?
I think women handle it in different ways than men. Women are emotional creatures. I think women are very emotionally and sometimes unstable. I think they handle it emotionally worse than men do. This goes back to gender roles and what little boys are taught men are supposed to be like and little girls are taught that women are supposed to be like. Boys are not supposed to, and I'm using quotations with my fingers, show emotion. You are weak if you do. So if you show your rejection, your reaction to rejection with emotion, you're just going to be seen as weak. Is that wrong to do? Yeah, it's wrong to judge somebody for showing emotion.
But Reese, if I said, thanks for the lights, Jazz. Reese, if I told you that, would you agree with me that most women don't really like the way men pursue women? Would you agree with me that most women don't pursue men nearly as much? Even a man that they find attractive, a man that they for whatever reason may even like. Would you agree with me that they don't pursue men as much as women pursue them?
Yeah, women want to be chased. Women want to be sought after. They want to be pursued for, they want the man to put in the work to even get to ask her out on a date and take whatever he, just the whole initiating everything.
Right.
Women want that.
So with that being said, when a woman does in an instance where, let's say you find me attractive, right? And for somehow, whatever way, we end up communicating with each other. Through our communications, if you get the vibe, and or if I make it clear to you that you know I'm not really interested in pursuing something serious with you, because like I said, because like you and I agree, women don't pursue men like that. But when I think more women more so handle rejection, Reese, when they are talking to a man, and like I said, they're realizing that the man is not as interested in them as they are in him.
Yes.
So like, being that men do pursue women and get rejected all the time, do you think women like take that like really hard? Like, do you? Because I said, men pursue women all the time. They get rejected all the time. So, I think me personally, I think men handle rejection and are more equipped to handle rejection more than women. I think when a woman really finds a man attractive, when a woman really likes a man, if that energy isn't reciprocated back to her, or if it's somewhat reciprocated back to her, but not as seriously, I'm just asking you as a woman, how do you think women take that harder than a man takes a woman just blowing him off?
Yeah. When it comes to, like you said, if we were to start talking and I thought there was something there, so maybe I, took a shot and you rejected me. Yeah. Women, again, we are emotional. So when our emotions are involved and they're not reciprocated and they're not met with the same energy, yeah, I agree.
Okay. Third question. Do women overestimate the options they really have in today's dating scene? What do you think? And let me try to put some context to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we just talked about, especially if you're a beautiful, attractive woman, you know, without a man even knowing anything about you, you're going to get attention from men. But when I say, do they overestimate the options that they really have? What I'm saying, Reese, is do they overestimate their options of serious, like, potential dating partners? Because it's one thing for a woman to wake up in the morning and get on her phone and have several messages from men that don't know her from a can of paint, but they find her attractive. So, they sent her a message. So do you think, I personally, I'm gonna let you answer first. What do you get what I'm saying? Do you
Yeah,
get what
I
okay,
think
what do
I
you
do.
what do you think?
I think, but I think that goes a little bit deeper. Okay.
Go ahead.
If we're talking about people who don't know us from a can of paint, then we know that people are attracted by what they can see,
Right.
flashy things, what draws their attention first. Obviously, your looks are going to draw the attention first.
Right.
Okay, so men and women both can have people out the wazoo in their DMs every day when they wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The problem here is with men and women is where they struggle with the dating scene today and their options is when you start narrowing it down to other traits. Now you're getting to know those people that you're texting and they're not checking off those boxes. So your options start to diminish. But with women, I see a lot of the times now, because materialistic girls is a thing.
Yeah.
They're not really realizing that if you have these such high standards for men and they have to check off all of these boxes on your list, well, honey, you better be checking those boxes on that man's list too. You're not reciprocating the energy.
Reese, I don't even think it's like this even has to do with what boxes are or what boxes aren't being checked, Reese. I think a lot of women think that, all these different men that give them any sort of little attention. I think a lot of these women, Reese, actually think that, because they have all these different men, poking at them, if you will, that they actually have a lot of potential dating partners if they wanted to. So when you hear them talking about being independent and being single, and if I wanted to, I could have a man and this, that, and the third. I think a lot of those women are highly mistaken, Reese, because the truth of the
I
matter,
do too. Yeah, you're delusional.
I think a lot of those women are highly mistaken, and they either don't know that they're highly mistaken, or they don't want to accept that they're highly mistaken, Reese. I think especially grown women, a lot of like the truth, like we keep it all the way real here, Reese. A lot of these men really only want to do one thing with a lot of these women, especially women that are like putting themselves out there in a certain manner. But for whatever reason, I think that a lot of these women think that these men actually want to date them and, like, put a ring on their finger in the future, or actually make them their girlfriend. And that's not the case for a lot of women.
There are men out there who do want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There are. You're making it sound like that, almost like there's more women on the earth than there are men, and like in a drastic sense, you know what I mean? And like where you guys are so, your group is so small compared to women. So we think that, I don't know how to explain it, but
Warren, they're statistically, like, there could, like, even if every man had like a woman, there would still be like a whole bunch of like leftover women. Sheck said, "Is it the man they want?" But yeah, Sheck, that's what I'm saying. It's not even about it actually being the man they want. Reese, a lot, or Sheck, a lot of these women think that a lot of these men that are poking at them actually like want to date them. And
I think that comes with age, though, too. Like, you're really naive almost. Like, I feel like you would almost be like new to the game if you really sit here and think that, you know, the 30 men in your DMs every other day, that means 30 men want to date you. 30 men want to take you out. 30 men want you to meet his mother. 30
right.
men want to spend Christmas Day with you and your family. You know what I mean? That, yes, that's delusional, but I also think that's delusional for men as well. Are you really going to sit here and tell me that you think that those 30 women in your DMs want to do that with you? No.
But you see, the thing is, though, Reese, I think I'm not saying this is a fact. You know, when I say things are facts, I say they're facts because I know they're facts. If I say something that's my opinion, I'm gonna say I think or I feel. I think, Reese, that when a man is getting attention from several different women, because Reese, a man of a certain caliber is not looking for a woman to be a provider or a protector for him. He's not looking for a woman to lead him. He's not looking for a woman to be dominant or masculine, which is his role. You know, I don't think most men are actually thinking like all these girls really like me for me and they actually like want to be my girlfriend, as opposed to how I feel a lot. Well, I know a lot of women are thinking that a lot of these men actually want to be their boyfriend. But
Yeah.
that's what I think personally.
I mean, I guess I'll never really see it as that's solely a women's issue because I never did that. You know what I mean? You know, where it's almost like when you're
Back,
in your teens and your early 20s, you have kind of like that hoe phase. I never had a hoe phase, so I don't really see it from that perspective.
Reese, and Warren, I want to hear what you have to say about this too. Um, my girl Addie just said, very small amount of men have 30 women in their DMs. A ton of women have 30 men in theirs. That's a fact, right, Warren?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
I
absolutely
could see
fact.
that.
Yes, yeah. I believe the statistic is 1 in 3 men in the West are virgins.
Damn. Damn. Step your game up, fellas.
I hear you say. Okay, Reese, let's go to the next. So, Reese, delusion is one of the biggest factors a lot of modern women are single. True or
Yeah.
false?
Yeah. That's
So
that
elaborate
that
on that.
there's a lot of truth to it. I wouldn't say it is the biggest, but that definitely plays a role.
Speak. I have my answer. And I agree with you. I do think it is true myself. But
Yeah.
no, I want to know why you think it's true.
Well, I mean, for basically we answered that question with the one above it. Thinking that, you know, that you hold so much power almost. You know what I mean? Just because you're a female and just because you have the ability to contour that the world is your oyster. Well, honey, no. No, not really. Because the moment you open your mouth and that man sees your qualities versus your, you know, quantities, you're trash. Because your personality is trash. You can look
Jazz
like Kim K and be trash.
Jazz said we allow men to lead us on, although the red flags are there.
That's
This is
true
what I
too.
think, Reese. I think I 100% agree that, for whatever reason, Reese, even today in 2022, um, there's women that they feel that because they're women, like you said, they feel that the world is their oyster. They think because they have breasts, they think because they have a behind, they think that
Mm-hmm.
the box between their legs that they just hold so much power.
Yeah.
And you know, Reese, another thing is that I think Reese, we've talked about this plenty of times. Like, you've seen me talk to a lot of women about this. It's the standards thing, Reese. I think a lot of women have a lot of just delusional and unrealistic standards.
Standards. Yeah.
Because Reese, you got to think about it like this. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. I respect everyone that has a job all over the world that gets money however they get it legally. But Reese, there's a woman right now that's literally stacking the shelves at Walmart until she's going to be stacking the shelves until Walmart until 7 a.m. But she wants a man, Reese, that's making, at the very least $100,000 a year. If a man, even though she's stocking the shelves at Walmart, Reese, if a man
Mm-hmm.
worked at Target or another Walmart that's pushing the carts over there, if he was to approach her, Reese, she probably wouldn't really be interested in him, even though they're on the same socioeconomic level. For whatever reason, Reese, it's okay for those type of women to have these very high standards. Like I think that is one of the biggest reasons, Reese. Like I think it's just, and I can't pinpoint why a lot of these women have these unrealistic standards and just so damn delusional. But I think that is the biggest reason that a lot of women are single today, and a lot of women have made it to their mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, single and childless. I think that's the reason a lot of them are mad at men and mad at the world, because they felt that they was so good, but they still didn't attract the type of man that they want. They still don't attract the type of men that they want today. So now it's like
I think a lot of it has to do too with what people are saying in the comments is it is the time it's the times that we're in. We are not in, I might be a little bit older than you, but so I've lived longer than you. I'm telling you, man, the 90s versus now, what you expected out of a relationship and out of a man and a woman in the 90s versus now, it is 1,000% different. And yeah, social media and all of these platforms, they create a false sense of entitlement of what a woman is, one, expected to provide in a relationship, how she's expected to provide with whatever she's expected to provide, versus a man who is supposed to take on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to be able to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And women are supposed to be able to, you're supposed to be the trophy wife. Just stand in the corner, cook, clean, have the babies, and look pretty. So women are now, they're looking for those high hitters and those big ballers, so then they can do the bare minimum of just standing in the corner looking pretty.
And Reese, I hear a lot of women. There's a thing going on now. There's a thing going on currently right now that a lot of women are saying, yo, if he can't even give you the bare minimum, you shouldn't even be dealing with him, or don't even like bother with him, sis. So, to all the women that we talked to tonight, Reese, and I want to ask you while you're on here, I know you have a man right now, Reese, but like, what's the bare minimum? Yeah, what is the bare minimum you expect from a man?
Okay, what I expect from a man is going to be different than the women in their 20s today. So let's just put that out there. Because I'm a grown woman who has priorities.
I'm asking you, what is the bare minimum you expect from a man?
Okay, not a job, but a career. Okay, Walmart ain't going to cut it. Target ain't going to cut it. I'm grown. I'm out here making boss moves, and I need you to be able to do the same thing. You need to be able to have chivalry. You need to be able to have compassion. You need to be a family man. If you don't get along with your mother, that's a problem for me. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that you need to be a mama's boy, but if I see that you don't respect women, then you're not going to respect me. I have no business even being with a man who doesn't respect me. That'd be stupid on my end to even get into that. Let's see. What else? You need to be able to be driven and have goals, and not just speak on those goals, but actually have a plan for yourself, not just for this family, but to realize that there is no cap to your own potential. Don't be stagnant with your career. Don't be stagnant with your ambitions and your dreams, but have a plan for them too, because, people can talk all day and say that they're going to make these moves and never make them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want open-ended, what is it called? Like things just left in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Let me ask you this. What, I mean, and this is just for you personally. And like, again, I know you have a man right now, but what is more, and based off of what you just said, what is more, if you were a single woman, you know, dating or whatever for a serious partner, what would you prioritize more as a woman, Reese? And you probably heard me say this, because when I say this, a lot of women try to make it seem as if I'm saying that a man loving you, a man caring about you and having compassion for you does not matter. And that's not what I ever say. I personally say, because I'm a man and because of, you know, my father and, you know, the different men that I grew up around and what I know, um, I just believe that as a woman, she should prioritize a man that, if she's going to be with this man for the long term, a man that can provide and can protect her, over being able to put a smile on her face and put butterflies in her stomach. So the question I
Yeah,
have
because
to
anybody
you,
can do that.
yeah. So the question I have to you is, what is more important to you? A man's ability to put a smile on your face and bring butterflies to your stomach, or his ability to provide and be a protector for you?
His ability to provide and be a protector for me, because what that serves our family no purpose if smiles aren't going to put dinner in my kids' bellies. Smiles are not going to provide electricity. So, and I've been in that boat where, with this relationship and with my previous, where I was the sole earner, I was the sole provider. For this relationship, it wasn't a big deal because my man matched my energy and he had that plan to excel in his career, and he's done so. So I had no problem being that. It was short lived. So I had no problem being that for the time being. But in the previous relationship, absolutely had no drive, no motivation. So all of his just running the mouth and saying that he was going to do great things. And yeah, he made me smile, he made me laugh, but that's all he did.
Okay.
So what am I going to do with that? I
Hey.
can't do anything with that.
Hey, Reese, I want you to stay in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on and ask my brother Warner these questions. Warner is going to be co-hosting with me tonight for as long as he's available. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to put a disclaimer out there. Y'all know this is an open platform. As long as you're respectful, your name should be the cleanup man. You're getting us right at no. Thank you, Jazz. I appreciate you. Jazz, like I said, y'all know this is the platform. This is not one of those platforms, ladies and gentlemen, where we bash men or we bash women. No, we come here, we have respectful and constructive conversations. And 95% of the time, I'm talking to women. I'm letting them come up here and speak their piece. I'm happy someone like Warren comes through. I'm happy people like Ty and Ant come through, because when I say certain things, y'all think it's just coming from me. Y'all think like a lot of men don't think the same way. But like, again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting a disclaimer out there. Warren is going to give his honest answers to these questions. He is going to be co-hosting with me tonight. So as women come through, please feel free to, like, you know, hit the request button. I'm sure as Warner answers some of these questions, a lot of you will be somewhat triggered. I'm just letting you know right now.
Yeah,
And
I'm ready for this. People have been warning me in the comments, so I'm ready to hear Warner.
You're going to want to come.
I'm respectful, Warner. I'm not the type to just start running my mouth and be disrespectful. I don't do that. I'm grown, and this is constructive.
Jazz said,
But I might have to put you in your place. I might have to put you in your place, but I'll hear you out, though.
And listen, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you're free to request. Warner is going to be here to co-host tonight for as long as he can. And so, women, men, as you come through, feel free to request and come in. But we're gonna start with, we're gonna have Warner